Franco Colapinto has amazed us all since he joined Formula One. The young Argentine has been a phenomenon on the circuit, consistently surprising his competitors. In the Mexican Grand Prix, starting from 16th position, Colapinto made it clear that not even a poor qualification could hold him back. At the start, his challenge seemed daunting, but within just a few laps, he began an epic ascent. In an impressive display, he managed to overtake 8 positions. Each overtake was a masterclass in strategy, control, and courage, qualities that distinguish him and make him one of the most promising drivers on the grid. If his performance up to this point wasn't enough, what came next in the race would solidify his reputation as an exceptional driver. A direct confrontation with world champion Max Verstappen ensued. The battle between Colapinto and Verstappen was a high-level duel, a display of skills that left spectators on the edge of their seats. Despite the technological differences between their cars, Franco stood his ground against one of the most dominant drivers of the modern era. Verstappen, with his RB20, a car designed to win, used DRS to gain an advantage and eventually overtake him. However, before DRS could give him that extra edge, Colapinto demonstrated that his ability to defend his position, his skill in maneuvering, and his courage are comparable to those of the most experienced drivers in the sport. Seeing a young and less experienced driver like Colapinto hold off Verstappen, even when conditions weren't in his favor, was a spectacle. The fight between the two made it clear that this Argentine has the temperament and talent of a potential champion. Throughout the race, Colapinto once again demonstrated his mastery over the car and an almost surgical precision in every turn. It's not just speed, but also the ability to manage tires and stretch their possibilities to the maximum that sets him apart. He's a driver who knows when to take risks and when to preserve his advantage. Formula One teams know that any driver can be fast, but few can manage their resources on the track as effectively as he does. During the first half of the race, we saw how Franco could take care of every detail, adapting his driving to make his tires last even when wear began to take its toll. His team trusts him to make decisions and adjust his driving style to the circumstances, and this trust has been earned through performances that speak for themselves. Colapinto is also a driver willing to take risks and make decisions that others might consider too daring. The strategy of completing more than 30 laps without changing tires was a bold but calculated move. This allowed him a strategic advantage in the second half of the race, where his controlled aggression gave him a new edge in every lap. In each sector, Franco showed an impressive pace that kept him in the fight and left everyone surprised by his ability to make the most of every lap. It was at this moment that the public and experts began to recognize that Colapinto is not just a rookie, but a driver with an intuition and strategy that could take him to very high places in Formula One. Unfortunately, not everything was perfect. An unexpected pit stop relegated him to 15th position, something that in another driver might have signaled the end of his aspirations for this race. However, Franco, far from giving up, used this opportunity as a new beginning. His determination and desire to return to a competitive position drove him to a new wave of overtakes. Even when circumstances became complicated and the distance seemed insurmountable, Colapinto showed the resilience that characterizes him. Despite being in one of the least competitive cars on the grid, he achieved the impressive feat of setting the fastest lap, an achievement that left everyone speechless and confirmed his ability to make the most of every opportunity. However, in Formula One, nothing is guaranteed. Colapinto had to adjust his strategy, which ultimately cost him the fastest lap, snatched at the last moment by Norris. Still, Franco's effort, strategy, and performance in this race showed that he's willing to risk everything and that he has the skills to challenge the best, even without having the best car on the grid. This performance also showed that although he doesn't yet have the technical support that other drivers have, his talent is enough to make the whole world talk about him. The final comeback was a display of skill, control, and precision that led him to pass Stroll with a masterful maneuver. Franco closed the gap and, in a perfectly executed move, overtook his rival, positioning himself closer to the points. The ovation he received was more than deserved. Although he finished in 12th position, his performance was worthy of a podium. In the short time he's been in Formula One, Colapinto has shown that he has what it takes to compete with the best, and that his place on the grid is more than deserved. Franco Colapinto is a driver who not only surprises with his speed and talent, but also with his ability to overcome the challenges that Formula One throws at him. He has shown that he can face champions, compete on equal terms, and learn from each experience. His ability to manage resources, take care of his tires, and maintain a constant rhythm makes him a threat in every race. And most importantly, he doesn't give up. It's not too much to say that he deserves a place in Formula One. Williams should consider incorporating Colapinto, as there's no doubt he has earned it. Franco Colapinto has proven to be much more than a promise, and his potential in Formula One has started to echo within the Williams team. After impeccable performances, Colapinto has impressed insiders and outsiders alike, not only with his ability to drive like a veteran, but with the consistency and speed that already position him as one of the future stars of F1. His latest performance in Austin was a clear signal that the Argentine driver has everything necessary to compete at the highest level, a message that Williams cannot ignore. The possible pairing of Carlos Sainz and Franco Colapinto is undoubtedly one of the most exciting combinations that Formula One could offer. With Sainz's experience, precision, and consistency combined with the Argentine's momentum, talent, and freshness, Williams is in a position to build a unique lineup that could completely change the course of the team and restore the competitiveness that so many fans yearn for. Carlos Sainz has demonstrated throughout his career a great capacity for adaptation and a strategic ability that has positioned him as one of the most complete and underestimated drivers on the grid. If Williams manages to secure his arrival, his experience will be the pillar that helps Colapinto grow in the team, learning from one of the best in race reading and decision-making. On the other hand, Franco Colapinto represents the new generation, a driver hungry for success and with a courage that allows him to compete on par with the best. His driving style, which reminds many of legends like Ayrton Senna, is a breath of fresh air for Formula One, and at Williams, he would have the opportunity to shine alongside an experienced teammate, creating a duo where youth and experience feed off each other. A Sainz-Colapinto team could also mean a change in Williams' philosophy, moving from being a team that struggles at the back of the grid to one that aspires to surprise and consistently compete in the highest positions. Sainz's experience would guide the technical development of the car, while Colapinto's natural ability to squeeze every centimeter of the car in the corners would push the capabilities of the engineers, who would have invaluable feedback from both drivers. This duo would return Williams to the status of a fighting team, one that combines Sainz's solid presence with Colapinto's explosive talent. Fans would not only have two drivers with unique styles, but two competitors with the determination to build a legacy together. The combination of these two talents would create one of the most dynamic and unpredictable lineups, which could forever change the perception of Williams on the grid, positioning it as a reference team and a candidate for surprises. Sainz and Colapinto together at Williams would be more than just a lineup. It would be the rebirth of a legendary team looking to recover its history and forge a new path with a team destined to make history. Formula One will undoubtedly never be the same when the name Williams resonates at the top, led by Sainz's experience and Colapinto's unbreakable promise. It would be an incredible move by Williams. As the season progresses, the question is no longer whether Franco Colapinto has what it takes to compete in the elite of this sport. The real question is how long it will take him to reach the podium and establish himself as one of the best drivers of his generation. The Argentine has shown that he has everything to reach the top, and what we've seen so far is just the beginning. With each race, he makes it clear that his potential is limitless. In conclusion, Franco Colapinto is much more than a promising driver. He is the future of Formula One made present. His talent, determination, and competitive spirit make him a driver who not only deserves to be on the grid, but is destined to lead the next generation of motorsport stars. We are witnessing the birth of a legend, and the name Franco Colapinto will resonate in the annals of Formula One for many years to come. Don't lose sight of this young Argentine talent, because he is writing his own chapter in the history of motor racing, and it promises to be one of the most exciting we've ever seen. If you've enjoyed this analysis of Franco Colapinto's rise in Formula One and the potential changes at Williams, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Colapinto is the next big thing in F1? How do you feel about a possible Sainz Colapinto partnership at Williams? Leave your comments below and let's discuss. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest Formula One news, analyses, and predictions, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us continue bringing you high-quality content about the world of Formula One. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.